Welcome back. Bernhard Reiterer is the founder and CEO of SignD. He's joining us today, a born entrepreneur, inspirational individual. Bernhard, thanks so much for being here today on Park City Television.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, Christine.
And you are joining us from really far away. Tell me more about where you are.
Well, we also got quite a lot of mountains here. Here in Austria, famous for its skiing resorts and some of the most promising fintech companies.
Yeah, some nice connections, and I'm looking forward to learning more about you. As I mentioned, you were born as an entrepreneur. This was something that was inspired by your father. I'd love to hear more about that.
Sure, absolutely. So, I'm coming from an entrepreneurial company. It's more like I'm small business owners. My father had a restaurant, my grandfather had a restaurant, and that's continuing that way. And as always with a family-owned business, this is something where you grow into it as a kid. You live with it. You spend your childhood, and obviously also you get a lot of learnings with that that come along. And this this is something which actually helped me throughout my whole career and for my whole lifespan, and was contributing quite a lot to where I am now.
And tell me a little bit more about where you are right now. I mentioned you're founder and CEO of SignD. Tell me about that business and how you came to begin it and originate it.
Absolutely, super happy. So, what is SignD? SignD is a compliance company. That sounds a little bit, what is compliance? Some dry stuff. Actually, we're focusing on onboarding of people for banks, for example. That's called KYC, know your customer, a burden that nobody really wants. So the consumer doesn't want to fill out forms or stuff like that because they usually want to get a bank account. And we're focusing on facilitating that in a super easy and human digestible way. So we're using technology to make life easier for the consumers and our clients able to comply still in the highest on the highest levels. And you know we are a technology company, but we're kind of hiding that behind the process because people are not interested in processes and stuff like that. So we use technology, databases, and ways how to quickly assess a person super quickly and easily. And why did I found that company? Well, my background before starting SignD was an entrepreneur before running a boutique consulting company. Before that, I was working for some large multinational companies like Western Union, Mastercard, being responsible for innovation. It was always on the mass market, on retail market, creating products that help people in payments, in money transfer, remittance, in e-commerce, whatever it was. And usually those services ask for a person to sign up for a process first. And I was always struggling to find a way how to make that an easy way for the consumers because this is a large hurdle. It's like a first date. If you fail on the first date, there's no second date. The same is for onboarding. If you fail with the onboarding because it's a cumbersome process, it's taking too long, maybe sometimes even days, you just fail to acquire a customer. And I never found somebody who takes that pain off my shoulders. And that's why I decided, all right, let's create somebody that puts order in this jungle of services, requirements, regulatory space, and also plethora of options. And make it easy and digestible, not just for the consumers, but also for our clients to have one reliable partner that is taking care of all that complexity.
So, SignD, in its most simplest way, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you are doing things that the average consumer employee doesn't even realize is there when they're using technology.
Absolutely.
Ideally, you won't even see it, right? It's all working behind the scenes to create a smooth process.
Absolutely. So just think about a cash loan or something like that. So when you do that in an electronic retail shop, for example, to finance your smartphone, you have to produce an ID, and the person is taking that. You're filling out forms. They're going to the back room and taking a copy of that. Then they're coming back. They're taking a credit card or your bank card, going back, copy that, fill another form, fill another form. I tried it myself with one of my now client actually, and tried the whole process. It took me 40 minutes. In reality, you can do most of those things electronically, supported electronically, use databases, use artificial intelligence. And we're doing that. We just reduced those 40 minutes to a process where you just take your smartphone, scan a QR code, scan an ID, type in a couple of things, and 2 minutes later, you get a fully signed legal document.
And you describe yourself as stubborn. How does the stubbornness help you create a business that is perfect for you, has led you to where you are today, and then also helped you pivot and change, especially as lockdowns and the pandemic hit last year?
Mm-hmm. Well, as an entrepreneur with a startup, there's a couple of typical phases you're going in, and then it all starts with a lot of energy going into first successes, and then there's those external factors coming in. For example, we had our first investor actually went dried out. I mean, went bankrupt. Actually, is the right thing. So when we were just on the way, ramping up and creating fantastic products, hiring people, it just like from one day to the other, he just died more or less. And that was like the situation. All right, what can we do? And then money is getting scarce. So what do? So you try to find other ways how to do that. And then what people were coming in and say, oh, I buy your business for peanuts, and I just wait you out and stuff like that. And then if you need money urgently, it's super hard to get it. Actually, I was just like, okay, I'm not just selling it off or something like that. There needs to be a way. Negotiated with my suppliers, negotiated with my clients, negotiated with the team. Went on, and it's month after month, and then finding something. Then while when we were just again on the upturn, suddenly Corona came and blocked a major rollout of our largest client in 7 countries at the same time, because they were in brick and mortar shops. And then again, okay, let's see what we can do here. Found some government grant to continue with that. Still running out of money again, because the time goes on, no revenue coming in. Started a funding round in the most tricky time of the year, actually, and also finished that. And most of the times people were just saying, give up, doesn't make sense, you're putting your house at risk, and that's not going to work. And it is a certain stubbornness, actually, stubbornness and decisiveness also, that just allowed me to again go to my suppliers, go to my investors, go to my clients, and negotiate better deals, just to be able to go on until it really picks up. And that's what it's doing now.
I'd say stubbornness, determination, and courage have all led you to a really great place where you are today. Very inspiring talking with you, Bernhard. Where can we find out more information about you and your business?
Well, definitely on our website, which is www.SignD.id. You can follow me on Twitter. It's Bernie Wright. Probably easier to put it down. And definitely also on LinkedIn, just look my name, Bernhard Reiterer. Super hard to spell, but here it is. Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Bernhard. It's been a pleasure speaking with you and learning from all of your expertise. Thank you for joining us all the way from Austria. And again, you can find out more about him at SignD.id online. We'll be back with more right after this.